Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Justice for seized silver. Let's explore. From an article shared with me by one Doctor Who, we have a very interesting story about silver and coins and bullion being seized, and who is the criminals that did it? Well, two troopers. They've been accused of wrongfully seizing bullion and silver coins and $36,000 in cash after an I-80 interstate traffic stop. Two state troopers have been accused of wrongfully seizing $36,000 in cash, 8 cases of silver bullion, and 2 boxes of silver coins from an Interstate 80 traffic stop. Michael Schiftler of Staten Island, New York, contends in a suit filed Monday in U.S. Middle District Court that Corporal Mark Conrad and Trooper Christopher Izbitsky did not have a valid reason to seize the items. He was not charged as a result of the February 17, 2020 stop in Montour County, but the cash, bullion, coins, and personal jewelry were not returned until this past June, when the Commonwealth withdrew a petition for forfeiture. So think about it. That is well over a year that those were held out of his possession. And look where silver went during that time. He could have made some money in selling it if he had it in his hand. Conrad confirmed the day after the stop that Schiftler was a customer of Nevada coin and jewelry in Las Vegas, but still refused to return the items, the suit claims. The Commonwealth acknowledged in the forfeiture petition filed last October in Montour County Court that the manager of Nevada coin and Schiftler always pays cash. The document also states a review of receipts that were provided revealed 8 purchases for silver bullion between October 17th and December 19th, 2019, totaling $64,904. One was in his girlfriend's name and the others in his. The petition gives this account of why Schiftler was pulled over and the items were seized. Conrad had been informed by Izbitsky that he had observed an eastbound RV not moving into the passing lane in an emergency response area on I-80. Conrad, who was stationary, observed an RV abruptly slow down well below the speed limit as it passed his position. The trooper activated his emergency equipment. In other words, he turned on his lights and gave pursuit, and although the driver activated his right turn signal, the RV continued a significant distance before stopping. Well, that is a concern for sure, but not a good reason to seize your precious metals. Accompanying him were 6 dogs and a female identified as his girlfriend. Schiftler claimed he rented the RV in Las Vegas, where he had gone to try to make a living but got slaughtered, and was heading back to New York where his father had things lined up. In other words, there was no work where he was. Because of Schiftler's rambling and vague answers, plus a record showing arrests in 3 states, Conrad sought permission to search the RV. Okay. It was denied due to the dogs. Asked if he would allow a search where it were not for the dogs, Schiftler said no. A search was conducted after Conrad's drug detection dog had an alert at the front and passenger side of the RV. That is when the cash, bullion, coins, and jewelry were discovered. They were taken to the state police barracks in Milton, despite Schiftler claiming he had bought them periodically over the past several months, but did not have any receipts. The petition pointed out that purchases were made when Schiftler said he was not working, was at risk of losing his home in New York, and his credit cards were maxed out. None of those are reasons why they should be seized, by the way. And also, notice no drugs were found. And that is the situation in hand. There was no drugs found, and typically what happens when drugs are found, that's when they seize money, cash, and in this case, well, I guess the government sees gold and silver as money because they're seized as well. The petition pointed out that the purchases were made when the shifter was not working, as we mentioned, and also stated that there were suspicions he was engaged in money laundering, and that an ion scan indicated that cash had been in close proximity to high levels of methamphetamine. Wow. But no methamphetamines were found. Shifter, who denies the allegations in the petition, is seeking unspecified damages, claiming he was denied use of the cash and personal items for more than 16 months because of an unreasonable stop and search. And that is the thing, about cash. You put an ion sensor, whatever, but, I've heard it say that the average dollar or currency has some residue of cocaine or illicit drugs on it. So that does not surprise me. It does not mean that he was involved in drugs. So it's interesting to see that though no drugs were found, these items were seized regardless. But even if drugs were found, I don't know that it should be automatically that they be seized and held for that long, especially that many months. What is it, 16 months? That's crazy to think about it. And so now those who are accused, so that's where the story ends. What will happen after this? I don't know. They've been accused of wrongfully seizing these items. When will they get them back? That's the question. And what kind of compensation is this guy going to get from this, having his property seized for that long? I think he should get something more back. But it just goes to show you that if you hold precious metals, keep them secret, keep them safe. And obviously he was traveling, so he had to have them with him. But nonetheless, there's where the story is, and the lessons can be taken from this. And I hope that this is a lesson to law enforcement, that if you pull somebody over and you have suspicions of whatever, no matter how weird they may act, and I agree, this guy did act strange, that does not mean that you have a right to take his personal possessions. So, a very interesting story indeed. There's several different things in this that kind of raise some red flags. And usually when we talk about precious metal crimes, it's about people stealing precious metals, not law enforcement taking them away, as is the case here. So definitely an interesting turn of events here, and it'll be interesting to see how this will play out and where it will come. I'm looking back to see through the article to see if there's anything about what happened, or if there's any. It talks about how they were seized, but not how they were returned. But he is seeking these unspecified damages, and but my guess is, I would assume that maybe he got them back, which I hope they did. Nonetheless, very interesting indeed. And this is out of Pennsylvania, by the way. And again, I want to thank Dr. Who for sending this story along to me. And makes you wonder. And what is it about silver and gold that arouses suspicion in law enforcement anyway? In some cases, we know that they do embark upon bringing some quite the attention to people when they see them in transactions or in drug transactions or being smuggled out of an airport. You've seen me talk about this multiple times. I've done multiple stories about people smuggling gold literally up their rectum out of the airport. And this is a case where, hey, you've got some silver, and it's all silver and also cash, and it was seized for 16 months by law enforcement. And makes you wonder where they stored it, and if any of them had looked at it while it was there. But a fascinating story. You don't read too much about how it was a case of seized silver and justice for that silver that was seized back into the hands of its rightful owner, even if he was a bit crazy. So there you have it. And if you like stories like this, I hope you will come back and visit the channel. I do post videos on a daily basis, and sometimes the algorithm does not let you know, either through a subscription post, a subscription feed, or notification. So I encourage you to come back to the channel every day, and you will see a new video there. And if you haven't subscribed already, I hope you will take the time to do so and comment your thoughts on this situation in the comment section below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.